Hello, beautiful souls. I hope you're all doing so well on this wonderful Wednesday, the 29th of January, the new moon in Aquarius, the Chinese New Year as well. We have a lot of energy that's been moving through the collective, and we're being initiated today into a portal. And this portal is going to lead us to the new beginnings we've been seeking and wanting to call into our lives. But these new beginnings aren't going to come in with flashy colors or fanfare. They're going to be very subtle, because as we shift from the dragon energy into the snake energy, we're going to all collectively be invited to move more subtly, more slowly, and more intentionally. So we're shifting from an archetype that can primarily be seen as masculine when we think of dragon energy to the feminine energy. And as I discussed last time I was live, was the shift of the nodes. We've moved from Libra and Aries into Pisces and Virgo. And this shift has allowed us as a collective to move from the outside world to turn inwards. Because the next 18 months during this transit are going to be an opportunity for us as a collective to really focus on our own internal journey. It's not going to really be about what's going on in the external. It's going to really be about what's going on inside of us. And the snake is a perfect animal guide to be by our side as we take on this journey. Because as I said, the dragon energy, who was our guide last year, was here to really get all of us to use our throats more, to express who we are, and to step into our own authority with power that really flared from our solar plexus, because this is dragon energy. Dragon energy can be intense, it's majestic, it's out there, it can be in your face when it needs to be. But now we're shifting into snake energy, and snake is more subtle. Snake works in the shadows, behind the scenes, and isn't as necessarily flamboyant as dragon can be. So as I said, for us as a collective, we're going to really be pivoting, and this is the day where that pivot opens up for us. That portal really invites us to step into a new way of being, and it's going to be a more feminine way of being, a way where we flow more. And this is regardless of gender, because when we think of astrology, we have polarities. We have our signs that are masculine, which are fire and air signs, and then we have our feminine signs that are water and earth. But here's the interesting thing. We have a new moon today in Aquarius, and Aquarius is an air sign. So Aquarius is bringing in that touch of masculine energy as we shift from dragon energy into snake spirit. And the synchronicity, when we think about snake spirit, we think of energy, we think of ether, which is very much the sphere that Aquarius dominates and rules over. So even though we're going to be called as a collective to turn more inwards, we're going to really be open to spirit, to exchanging ideas, to brainstorming, to collaborating, because Aquarius is the humanist. Aquarius cares about humanity first and foremost. And if humanity and its betterment, its well-being, isn't at the forefront of what you are doing, well, things are going to collapse and fall apart. And that's because we have Pluto in Aquarius. And when we have the planet of death, rebirth, transformation, and destruction in the sign of the humanist, you know that this energy is going to go after the shadows that have evaded healing up until now. And it's going to be shadows that have evaded healing on the public sphere, because we're in a masculine sign. So anything that has to do with the external world. So you can think of governments, corporations, any of these beings, small businesses, anybody who is operating from shadow is going to be called out, is going to be revealed. And it's understanding that we have the subtlety of snake spirit working with us. So it's understanding and being able to discern, when do you need to intervene and when do you need to let spirit and karma do their job. So this portal is really going to initiate us into a more subtle form of being, quiet, still, where we allow our energy to speak for us. Even though our throat chakras are still going to be very active this year, it's going to be about revitalizing our feminine chakras. And these are the sacral chakra, our heart chakra, and our third eye. And these energies, as I said, they're more introspective, they're gentle, they're subtle. You can't really pick them up or notice them unless you're particularly attuned to these energies. And so we're going to be redefining what it means to be sensitive, what it means to be psychic and tuned in, because snake spirit is going to come and help amplify and really attune us to the subtleties that we might not have noticed before. We might have certain behavioral patterns that evaded healing up until now come to the surface to be released and purged. And this isn't always going to be easy, because we often talk about snakes and shedding skins as though it's something easy that the snake goes through, but it's not. It's very challenging. It's very painful for the snake as well. So we must give ourselves that grace, that compassion, that understanding that as we work to shed a skin, to shed a limiting belief, that there's going to be pain involved. There's going to be some discomfort. There's going to be some blindness. Because even though I've mentioned this before, some of you may not know this, but when a snake goes through a shedding, it is temporarily blind because it also sheds the skin covering its eyes. So there's a lot of symbolism when we think about the snake shedding its skin covering its eyes. There's temporary blindness. And we can think about how vulnerable the snake is when it can't see and its senses are diminished for a little time. And it's an understanding that we also go through that. We also have a period of time where we're very vulnerable. We're very delicate. And this is where we need to be able to set appropriate boundaries if we need that time for ourselves. If we're going through a shedding, we need to be able to cultivate that safe space for ourselves. To be like, hey, I'm vulnerable right now. I'm going through a shedding. No, I might not know exactly what's going on right now, but I'm allowing things to unfold, because that's also snake medicine flowing into our lives, is allowing. It's flowing. We can't force, we can't control and trying to be perfect and have everything figured out. This can be some of Virgo's shadow attributes. So with the South Node currently being in Virgo, that's going to flare up for us as a collective. Where do we seek to control? Why are we seeking to control? Really dig in deep. Why can't you let go and just flow? Perfectionism. This ingrained belief that it's not safe, it's not okay to be messy. You know, like I'm a reader, so I read a lot, and I pick up the odd typo in a book, you know, and it's realizing that the author went ahead and published it anyways, and it's not the end of the world that there's a typo. Yet For some of us, especially if we're writers, creatives, whatever it is we're designing or creating, we can be so harsh, so critical. And snake medicine is coming through to invite us to let that go. To know that whatever we create, we are inspired by the divine to do so. And that it is perfect, it is whole just the way it is. And continuing on the example of a typo in a text, you never know, that typo might get somebody to have a thought, and that thought leads to a creation that changes the world. So we're often so critical and so harsh on ourselves, not realizing that these mini imperfections lead to creation in different forms that we ourselves might never witness. And it's not our job to witness that. It's our job to just show up and release our gifts, our beauty, and our creations out into the world. And snake medicine is going to be bringing in that much needed softness, that gentleness, because we are moving into that more earthy, watery realm now with the nodal shift. And snake medicine is also going to be softening that energy. We might have felt really like harsh and aggressive with dragon spirit, and sometimes we need to be like that. But snake is really going to slow things down. Quiet. Stillness. We move when we feel called to move. We're not forced. We're not pushed. We ebb and we flow. And for those of us for who it's hard to let go, to ebb, to flow, to trust, this portal and this shift in timeline is going to be challenging. If there's difficulty in just trusting that the universe has your back, this portal is going to be difficult. This shift from dragon to snake is going to be difficult. But again, it's an invitation for you to tune in and really see what's holding you back. The next 18 months are probably going to be one of the most healing transits we've ever had as a collective so far, because we are getting that support from Pluto in Aquarius to better humanity, to better ourselves. Now I know, and I'm going to segue a little bit here, I know I've heard from like some posts and groups, and people are like, oh, you shouldn't strive to better yourself. That's not what it's about. It's about being, I don't know the exact word they use, but it's realizing that for me personally, when you talk about betterment, is I'm releasing pain. So yes, it's making me better. I'm releasing grief, and yes, it's making me better. So yes, I am striving to be my best self, because my best self is free of pain, is free of grief. Now I know how to move through these energies, right? Because we cultivate self-mastery. But for me, betterment is actually a really positive thing. And again, this is really subjective. Everybody has their path, and snake medicine is going to be calling each and every one of us to step upon our own path this year. And again, we're going to have to tune in and listen to the subtleties. Listen to the whispers, because snake is not going to yell. It's not going to scream. Snake whispers. It hisses. If anything, if it feels threatened, it'll hiss. But besides that, it's quiet. You wouldn't even know that snake is present unless snake wants you to know. And that's how we're going to be called to move now that we've shifted into snake medicine, while being supported by the Aquarius new moon today. The last thing I wanted to touch on is also the numerology of today. So we have the 2 and we have the 9, which again, like, is just so synchronistic and supportive for us on our journeys, because we have that continuation of the high priestess energy coming through with the 2. So we are being asked to continue to trust our intuition, even if we can't see ahead. And we can't see ahead because we have the Hermit present with the 9. The 9 in the tarot is the Hermit card. is ruled by Virgo. So again, we're being initiated into very, very deep soul healing, and we're going to be partially blind as we progress through this healing journey. So snake spirit is really going to be our initiator, our guide, our teacher as we trust to take that step, even though we are completely blind and vulnerable at the exact same time. And this is snake medicine at its finest. Can you step forward even though you can't see? Can you step forward even though you're uncomfortable and deeply vulnerable? Based on your answers to those questions, you'll be able to assess how these energies are going to flow in and out of your life. So with that being said, I did want to change up today's new moon reading a little bit. So I did plan on doing this reading a lot earlier, but I mean, I chose to flow with life today. Different things happened and led us to this moment, and this moment is perfect. So with that being said, instead of doing the traditional astrological wheel reading, I'm choosing to focus on the elements today. So instead of pulling a card per astrological placement, and I would usually probably do Aquarius throughout the astrological wheel, I'm feeling called to focus on the elements and how they're going to weave, flow with snake medicine and the energy of the nodes as well. So since we have a new moon in Aquarius, we're going to start with the air signs. So Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Let's see. I am using the Dark Goddess Oracle today. So as I was connecting in and seeing what energy wanted to come through for today, it was and is the Dark Goddesses. So we'll see what we get. All right. So for the air signs, we have, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, we have it's papalotes, purification. I want to make sure I'm getting the culture right for this card, so give me 1 second. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so this goddess is of Aztec origin, and she's also known as the obsidian butterfly, which I find really interesting. And we have purification here. So with this card coming out for the air signs, what I'm really getting is that it's going to be time for the air signs to really clear out the clutter when it comes to their minds, their thoughts. The image I'm getting right now is a bunch of voices just happening in your head, and they're voices of other people. So for my air signs, it's going to be a matter of really cutting out other people's thoughts. Maybe you need to cut ties with some people, and Snake Spirit is going to give you the needed tenacity and fierceness in order to establish those boundaries and to ensure that those boundaries remain respected, because that can be one of the challenging aspects when we set boundaries, is that sometimes they're crossed and then we're like, well, fuck, I set the boundary, it's been crossed, now what do I do? So lean into Snake Spirit. They will help you know how to pivot, how to flow if ever one of your boundaries is crossed. But with this purification, I'm really getting your mind, your crown, all this chatter and this sound and this noise and this kind of frequency friction I'm picking up. Like I'm hearing like maybe your mom's voice plays in your head, or you have just like a relative that just irritates you. Look to this goddess for support, because she's going to help you purify your mind and really clear out the energies that are not serving you anymore. And I know my camera's not really doing this card justice, but her face, like, she looks fierce AF on this card. She looks like a boss lady. And that, like, you don't want to fuck with her is the energy I get from this card. So this portal is inviting you to step into the temple of purification, where you can cleanse your mind, cleanse your crown chakra from all these energetic attachments to other beings, to relatives, to friends that aren't really your friends, so that you can step in and really feel sovereign, really feel like the authority figure that you are and that you're here to be, because a lot of my air signs are meant to be leaders. You are meant to be in public, for a lot of you, roles of authority and leadership, and really display what it means to be in your power for others. So air signs, there's going to be a huge cleanup of your mental space, of your thought processes. If your brain and your mind have been causing you challenges or difficulties so far, maybe there might be some mental health flare-ups or challenges, they are going to clear and be purified. And it's interesting because if you look behind this goddess, you see clouds and then you see clear blue sky. So and you also see like the dark colors down here. So for some of my air signs, you might feel like you're down here, but then eventually you're going to purify into the cloud, and then eventually progress into this clear blue sky here. So clearing is coming. I would say clearing, but I mean clarity is coming for my air signs. If things have felt muddled, it's going to get better. Trust that if you have no sight right now, maybe take a break, take a nap, go meditate, go for a walk, relax. It's not always time, I'd say probably never the time, maybe, to take radical action when you can't see. And this goes for physical sight and spiritual sight. You know, sometimes we're meant to just rest. Like the snake's not doing too much as it's shedding its skin. It's not out looking for a home or looking to hunt. No, it's focused on shedding its skin. And kind of giving yourself this moment, this time to shed your skin is going to be deeply beneficial for you, air signs. All right, so that's all I'm getting for the air signs. Feel free to let me know how that resonates or doesn't resonate. I'd love to hear from you and know what's going on in your life, especially if you're clearing out any mental chatter or patterns and things like that. I'd be really curious to know what's alive and present for you. We are now going to move into, I think water wants to come through. So we're going to see what message wants to come through for our water signs. Let's see. So Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Let's see. Oh my God. Yes, I love this card. We have Kali coming out, destruction. Okay, so if you're a water sign, do not panic. This just means that certain things need to go. And for a lot of my water signs, you know what these things are. And the longer you take to let this stuff go, the more imminent a tower moment is going to be for you. And that Kali is going to see to it that these things that are cluttering your life that you don't need anymore are just going to be destroyed. So she's coming through to give you a warning right now. You know what it is you need to release. Maybe it's expectations, it's beliefs about how certain things should be going in your life. I'm hearing career, relationships, romantic ones. And these expectations are suffocating and strangling your authentic expression, because Kali's like, what are you doing? A lot of these habits and ways of seeing the world are outdated. they've been passed down from your parents and they no longer serve you in this current incarnation. Kali is here to be like, are you going to get rid of that or shall I? So she's really giving you the opportunity to kind of get your shit together. And it can be any area of your life. It can be your mental area, emotional, spiritual, physical. Kali is kind of really taking a deep gaze into these areas of your life to be like, you've got some shit to do here. And if you don't do it, she's like, I will. So water signs, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Destruction is what is on the horizon for you. And like I said, it's nothing to be feared if you allow it to have its way and to just let things go. For some of you, it's a dead-end job is also what I'm picking up. For some of you, you keep postponing either looking for a new job or quitting a job that doesn't serve you. And Kali's just naturally going to make it happen. So, I mean, if you're a rebel and you like to just see how things go, like, which is definitely Aquarius energy, if you like to just kind of, what is it? Fly by the seat of your pants or whatever that expression is, which is cool too. You know, I mean, I have my moments like that too. You can fuck around and find out how Kali's going to handle your situation. So the choice is yours. You can either act or not act and allow her. And ultimately the result is going to be for your highest good. It always is with Kali, even though we might not see it right away. And that's the part that's being highlighted right now, is not seeing it right away. For some of you, there might be a lot of destruction and chaos in your lives, and you're not going to see the benefits till like a year from now. And be like, oh shit, that's why that relationship had to be burnt to the ground, or that's why I got fired or let go. And it's all going to make sense in a year from now. Because this is Kali, and in her, we can trust. So that's all I'm getting for the water signs, water energy. I mean, if you're having a hard time with this destruction energy, please feel free to reach out, because it's an energy I'm very comfortable in. All right, fire signs want to come out next. So let's see. Fire signs. Interesting. So we have Uzume, persuasion, coming out for my fire signs. Let's see. So I'm picking up a lot of career energy for my fire signs, even though Snake Spirit is inviting us to kind of slow down and move subtly, stealthily. With this card coming up for my fire signs, so Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, you're going to be getting an energy boost. You're going to be feeling renewed, and your inner vitality, your inner resources are going to be completely replenished. And this replenishment that's going to occur naturally for you is going to allow you to be more persuasive, especially in the area of career. I'm really picking up work related. It can be employment, it can be starting your own business. Anything that has to do with that area of your life is really going to, I was going to say start to take off, but it's going to be a gradual takeoff, and it's going to happen so subtly that you barely notice it's happening. And this is a takeoff that is going to be organic and feel completely natural. You know, we often think of like reels and like videos that go viral overnight. That's not the energy here, even though it can be possible. Like, I'm not going to deny that energy is definitely present with this card being here. But for most of you that have a fire sign, either as your sun, moon, or rising, or a stellium, or any significant aspects, anything like that, or if you just resonate with fire energy, it's going to be gradual. It's going to be natural and organic. And it's just going to allow your nervous system to recalibrate effortlessly as you welcome in more wealth, more abundance, maybe more time to yourself, your business starting to do well, attracting more clients. So this energy is going to allow you to start to reach more success in your life, but success that is stable and durable. It's not going to be that quick overnight and then it's just gone in the blink of an eye. So with this energy coming through, you're going to be more persuasive. Some of you are going to be getting a glow up. You're just going to be more magnetic, and you're just going to be attracting in these opportunities seemingly out of nowhere. You might just be at a coffee shop and then you just get to talking to someone and you just mention something and then they're like, oh yeah, I know so-and-so who's into this. Let me put you in touch with them. And then stuff just flies. So for a lot of my fire signs, things are going to start to fly gently, effortlessly, seemingly without you having done anything, because this is your reward. My fire signs, you're getting a huge reward. I'm not being shown why that may be, but I'm just telling you that it is. So huge rewards for my fire signs this year, and Snake Spirit is going to be gifting you it. And again, it's going to be subtle. You're not going to really notice it at first till you turn around and look back and you're like, holy shit, I've always dreamt of this and now I have it. So that's the energy my fire signs are going to be moving into. It's just this slow, steady success, wealth building, practices, approaches, businesses doing well, taking foot. So I'm very happy for the fire signs. And yeah, look at all this red energy on this card too. So root chakra energy. So a lot of stability and security for my fire signs. So that's all I'm picking up for my fire signs. Feel free to let me know what's going on in your life, because it sounds very, I was going to say alluring, but very kind of active and kind of busy and interesting. All right, so last but not least, our earth signs. So let's see the energy coming to life for earth signs. Those cards fell on the ground. I'm just going to leave those there. So Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Ooh, I love this card. She is one of my favorite goddesses. So we have Inanna, seduction, coming out. I absolutely love this card, and I love this goddess too. Okay, so earth signs. Right off the bat, definitely more flow coming in for my earth signs. If you've tended to be neurotic, overworked, overstressed, underpaid, and life is going to get spicier and better for you starting today under this portal. Life is going to feel velvety smooth. There's going to be magic that seemingly comes out of nowhere. Things are going to start making sense and just magically working out for you without you necessarily knowing how. And this is because we have the divine at work here with these swirls of light and this full moon behind her. She's just effortlessly being herself, being completely present in her vessel. And this is the invitation that today's energies are offering to our earth signs, is just the ability to shed it all and just really be in your birthday suit and be like, this is me, and really savor it and enjoy being human, enjoy your vessel, enjoy being physical. Everything that's meant to be enjoyed in this life, you're going to savor it. You're going to be more intentional with it. Maybe you drink coffee every morning and you never really paid attention to the aromas or the flavor because it just became a habit. Well, now all of your senses are going to come even more alive. You're going to notice more. You're going to attune yourself naturally to the subtleties. Maybe you take care of plants and then one day you just notice the shade of green of a particular plant and how beautiful it is. Or maybe you're out shopping and then the print of a sweater just really captivates you and you're like, wow, this is a beautiful sweater. You're going to start to just pay attention to the details more, but details not in a way that just overwhelm your mind or your brain, but details that expand your perception around beauty and the physical realm and actually enjoying being human and being here on earth, which can be quite draining for some of us. It can be challenging for sure. So if you have major earth placements, this gentleness is coming through. It's almost as though the universe is coming through to just seduce you so you can fall back in love with yourself and your existence. And again, this is just going to happen naturally. We have snake spirit here. So again, it's slow. It's subtle. It ebbs, it flows, it moves when it wants to. So this energy is going to be entering your life seemingly out of nowhere, and you're going to just be like, holy shit, I feel more relaxed. I feel more sensual, more seductive, and it's this energy that's being activated within you. So if you personally feel blocked in regards to this energy, working with this goddess is going to be very powerful for you. Tuning in to your sacral chakra is also going to be very supportive for you at this time. And again, this is regardless of your gender. We all have this seductress energy within us, and it's our ability to flow with life. This is where it stems from. If you're unable to let go and just flow, your energy is constricted. And this goddess is going to be the one that's going to help you unconstrict your energy, shed that skin, shed that tightness, and reveal your inner beauty. So, interestingly enough, we talked about the fire signs getting a glow up. Earth signs, it's not glow up that I'm picking up, but it's just like a renewed sense of you being like in awe of your own beauty and magnetism. And that in itself is just going to radiate and pour out of you. And that's going to lead you to unexpected miracles and blessings coming your way. So that's all I'm getting for the earth signs. Feel free to let me know where you are on your journey when it comes to these beautiful feminine energies. I would love to hear from you. So that wraps up today's reading. I know I did it a little differently. Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments. Should I do it like this again? Do you prefer the breakdown per astrological placement? Either way, I would love to hear your thoughts on this and what you're moving through today, what your intentions are. If you want them amplified, feel free to share with me either in the comments or send me a DM on what it is you want to manifest, because it would be my pleasure and my honor to amplify your wishes and intentions today on the new moon in Aquarius and the Chinese New Year of the wood snake. I'm wishing you all so much abundance and wealth as we enter in this medicinal portal of the snake. May healing occur on all levels, on all planes and timelines for you. May you experience joy, freedom, abundance, and wealth on your terms. And as always, if you are seeking additional support, feel free to reach out. I would love to connect with you. In the meantime, I'm sending you so much love. Until next time.